Hi, Collective. It's Intuitive Pisces Moon, and I just want to do a general energy check in today. The deck that I pulled is the Soul's Journey deck, and that just really is a good check in to see what lessons we're in the midst of learning at this time collectively. And then at the end, I am going to grab an oracle for you guys, see how things are going. So let's start with the Soul's Journey cards. I thank you all for coming, and I wish you well. Appreciate your time and energy exchange. These readings are timeless, so whenever you find them is when it was meant for you. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. There are definitely going to be others that will. All right, so the first one out is happiness. That's a good place to start. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Great. All right, so what else do we have for the collective at this time? Self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Very good. All right, let's keep going. What else do we have? Love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. I love it. That's beautiful. Okay, what else do we have here? And patience. God, patience. I feel like patience comes out every single time I read. I accept that everything happens in divine order. How many of you are impatient? This journey definitely teaches us patience. Among anything, that is the one thing as a collective we all struggle with. So don't get down on yourself if you want it all and you want it now. You know, from the Queen song, I want it all. Anyways, bottom of the deck is relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. And this is very important too because it helps us progress on our journeys when we find others that are also looking for the same types of things, you know? So if we keep kind of looping over and over in those old cycles, you are generally not growing and we're not learning much. We might even be in relationships with friends, family, whoever, you know, romantic, that are keeping us kind of unevolved. So with this, we are learning which types of people help us to grow and help us achieve what it is that we're looking for. And as well, they are too. So we're kind of traveling on the journey together. That's your soul group or your soul tribe. All right. So I'm going to jump into some tarot on each of these piles. And I just want to take a look and see. Well, right away, Page of Swords. Okay. I just said I'm curious, and this is about being curious. Somebody wants to send a message. Okay, what else do we have? The Six of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. Okay. So I'm very much seeing that we want to put down a burden for some balance. So some situation in your life has been very unbalanced. And let's move these around a little bit. Yeah, okay. Some situation in your life has been very imbalanced. And you've been carrying a heavy workload. And you are ready to communicate that you'd rather be happy to whoever it is that you need to communicate this to, whether it's to yourself. This could even be you having a talk to yourself in the mirror. Hey, self, these burdens are heavy and they're hard to carry. Maybe we want to put some of them down and delegate responsibilities for a more balanced, load, more balanced life. So whatever these burdens are, you're communicating to whoever they need to be communicated to, that guess what? And let's see, there's 10 wands. So this could even be 10 people's burdens. Maybe 9 people's burdens and one's yours. You know, you're ready to say, okay, Sam, this one's yours. Okay, George, this one's yours. Okay, John, this one's yours. Pam, this one's yours. I'm just naming names, random names. And you're ready to say, I don't want this anymore. This has been a struggle for me. It's been stressful. It's heavy. It's a lot more responsibility than I need to be taking on. And I deserve to be happy. So you are ready to communicate to whoever it is about those burdens that you're just not willing to carry them around any longer. And again, tying it back to what it says on the happiness card, I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Maybe at some point you realized the burden and responsibility that you were carrying and how unhappy you were. And that just kind of left you to a point of saying, I can't do this anymore. I owe it to myself to be happy. I want a balanced relationship, a balanced situation, whatever it is. Could be your job, could be, again, a family relationship or dynamic, romantic, whatever it is. You're looking at this situation going, I don't have to carry all these burdens anymore. This is not for me. I want out. I want balance. I want happiness. I deserve it. So I want to get advice from the animal spirit. What animal spirit wants to speak out about this pile? What animal spirit do we have for this pile, please? All right, the moth. Let's take a look at what the moth says. Okay, the moth stands for being impulsive, hasty, and wishful. The moth is sure the grass is greener on the other side. Moth energy is at play when we're attracted to easy solutions or anything shiny and new. This can lead to unfinished projects, disappointment, or burnout. It's helpful to remind moth personalities that life is complex. No matter the illusion, no one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of this great journey. Practice seeing life as an infinite mystery rather than wishing it was easier or different. When they're in balance, they're enthusiastic and whimsical. When they're out of balance, they idealize others and can be jittery. To bring into balance, you may need to finish a project. So I like that it talked about feeling burnout. Because again, that 10 of Wands very much to me says burnout. Okay? So sometimes the easier option is not the best option. And maybe some of us are finding that out with all the burdens that we're carrying, that we've collected along the way. So if you have unfinished projects out there and that is something that would truly make you happy, your advice here is to go out and finish them, or at least to start or, continue whatever phase you're at in the project that you're working on. For instance, let's just say you're one of those people, and this could be tied to ADHD, all right? We all have a little bit of that. Maybe you start one thing and you can't finish it for some reason. Then you jump to a different thing, and then you can't finish that, and then you jump to a different thing. Now, if you happen to get them all done by your deadline, hey, I can manage that way. I am one of those people that does that exact thing. I can't just finish one and complete it, finish one and complete it. I kind of like to be like a moth or a butterfly and touch this and touch this and touch this, and then they all get done in their deadline, but I don't want to do it in the conventional way. So anyways, what this is tying back to is to be careful that you're not starting too many things because maybe you thought the endeavor was easy, or it looked easy or appeared easy, and then for whatever reason you don't finish them, or you jump out because you say, it's not as easy as I thought it was and I don't want it anymore. So put down your burdens, especially when they belong to other people. Find balance in your life and make sure you're communicating openly to people about this. That's what that pile is. So let's get over to the next one, which is self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. So this is about how you look at yourself. Do you look at yourself in high self-esteem, or low self-esteem, or somewhere in the middle. Maybe you look at yourself and you love the overall portion, but maybe there's little bits and pieces on your body you may change. You know, you have to kind of look at your overall self and love every little bit, even the parts you perceive to be, you know, a flaw, even parts of your personality or your body. So, Spirit, what do we have to go with this self-esteem card here? All right, Two of Swords. I'm getting that some of us didn't want to look in the mirror for a long time. Whatever they saw in their reflection, they didn't like. So, again, whether it is your physical, personal appearance, maybe you thought you needed to lose weight or something, but there could have also been something deep down inside, like a secret that you hid, and you hid it so well that you maybe even hid it from yourself. And when you look in the mirror, that was kind of when it shined, like your dark secret would shine in the mirror, and you'd see it and you wouldn't want to look. So they do say that the eyes are the windows to the soul. Somebody didn't want to look in the mirror because of something they did. All right, and then we also have the Star and the Five of Swords in reverse. So I love this because it feels like for a long time we ignored a problem. We didn't want to see the truth of whatever it was. So again, let's go down the avenue of if it's your body self-image that you're having issues with. You know, maybe you had an eating disorder, or you weren't kind of rationing your food, or you weren't exercising, or you were putting bad in and getting bad out. So some of you didn't want to see the problem to fix it. So whether it was overeating, whether it was just eating junk food, maybe it was just drinking things that were unhealthy for you, doing things that were unhealthy for you, such as sitting on the couch versus taking a walk. Again, I'm not here to sit here and point my fingers at you at all, because I'm just as guilty. So don't think that for one bit. But this is just what's coming out. You now are seeing yourself in a different way. So there's the bright side to the situation. For a long time, someone in the collective here didn't want to see their reflection. Whatever was shining back at them, they were not pleased with it. So again, personality traits. Maybe you were doing some shady activity. Maybe you were just not honoring yourself and your path. Doing things that were somewhat self-sacrificing or self-sabotaging. And part of you didn't want to see that aspect of you, your shadow aspect. But I am seeing that you were kind of shown something here, and it could have been angelic reference. It could have been your guides pointing this out to you, kind of showing you a different reflection, one that you do want to see, and kind of focusing more on the positive sides of things. So, hey, yeah, right now maybe you're not happy with the way things look, but if you just made this one little change, you could be so much happier. If you let this one little thing go, this one vice, whatever it is, you can see yourself in a more beautiful light. Have hope for the future. And with this Five of Swords in reverse, again, this is also a great card because upright, it can be very combative, argumentative, you know, that sort of thing, winning at all costs. I kind of see that as like the goat climbing the ladder to get all the way to the top and not really caring who they're stepping on the way up. But when we're in reverse, we're resolving that. We don't want to fight with our inner self anymore. We're now looking at who we are in its totality, okay? Even the parts that we were afraid to look at before. We're taking the blindfold off. And I just want to point out this in the card. You know, she's not wearing any clothes here. So to me, this is being stripped down to nothing and being vulnerable with yourself. This is you looking at the mirror and seeing every piece, every bit, every stretch mark, every dimple, every freckle, every pimple, whatever you have. You're looking at it all and saying, those are battle scars. I've been through a lot. And I accept it. And I love it. I love me. It's not worth fighting yourself for. So I'm really glad to see that this is kind of where we're headed with our self-esteem because, this is a tough column to read, to be honest with you. I'm somewhat choking back tears because I'm feeling whatever somebody was feeling with that situation. So somebody stood in the mirror looking at themselves and didn't like necessarily what they saw back, but something changed. Something altered your view of yourself, and you're now ready to accept everything as it is instead of fighting with your body. So, all right, let's go over to the animal spirit. Let's see what animal spirit wants to go with this. Okay, that one's stuck to my fingers. The camel. It's funny because I put it right on the star, and the first thing that came to my mind with a camel was from Aladdin when he's like, "Watch out, they spit," and it goes. And then I put it on the water card. So, oh, I love it, especially after, again, kind of reading about that situation with not wanting to look at something in the mirror. That's tough to admit. It's tough to admit to yourself, let alone admit to other people. So good for you for looking at yourself in the mirror first, seeing what you see, acknowledging it, loving it. Because if you want to open up to others, I'm glad the next one is love, because guess what? We're going to talk about this. It's what is required for you to receive love is to first give it to yourself. All the parts. Even the parts we have deemed as unworthy, as unlovable, whatever you want to call the parts of you that you've hid. They're coming out now. They're showing themselves, and you're finding just how beautiful everything is as a total package. All right, let's read on the camel. Resourceful, independent, and knows oneself. Oh my God, I love it. The camel can handle absolutely anything, as it carries a wealth of nourishment within. This wondrous creature is self-reliant and handles challenge with ease, even in the face of excess heat, which can be judgment or anger. The camel searches inside for the cool elixir of water to calm the situation. Yep. The camel represents the ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance, which is fire and water, and being responsible for one's own reactions. The camel is a wonderful traveler and is especially fond of trips to faraway lands. When they're in balance, they're calm, content, and a sparkle in the eye. When they're out of balance, they're dehydrated and they lack vitality. To bring into balance, you can go on a pilgrimage. All right, I love the sparkle in the eye comment in the book. Here's why. You couldn't see that before with the blindfold on. You have a sparkle in your eye that you missed before. This is literally tying to me so strongly you have no idea. Because my mom just gave me a huge box of photos from when I was a kid. All my class photos from like kindergarten on. And I just remember looking in these pictures and like kind of I go on my timeline and say, okay, this was about when this happened and this was about when this happened. And I can slowly see my face change from innocence to just, wow, I got ran over by a Mack truck, And there's one picture where I can see the sparkle in my eyes. And it's really funny that Spirit just tied this in with the sparkle in the eye, because it just happened to me earlier today, and this is just so crazy to me. So if that relates to you, that's amazing, because I was not expecting to read this and have that happen, but yet here we are. So what I want you to think about is the past version of you and the one that had the sparkle in the eye. And to remember what it felt like before life hit you with a Mack truck. All right, let's get over to love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. That includes myself. All right, what do we have for this love? There we go, there's two. We have Justice and the Eight of Swords. Let's see, what else? All right, I already see where this is going. And the Six of Cups, okay. So what I saw immediately had to do with feeling trapped. And this could have been in past relationships. So in love, in past relationships, again, something may have been unfair. So over here, we definitely had an unfair situation, you wanting to be happy, you wanting balance, and wanting to communicate that. Here, it is about the self. This is entirely about the self. This right here is how you feel when you have put yourself into a mental prison, feeling trapped, restricted in some way. You feel that love puts you there. But what's interesting about that is this card really does represent your mental anguish. It's not a physical trap. It's your mental capacity assuming it's a trap. And again, it's probably likely from past situations. Here we have the Six of Cups, and this is about reconnecting with your inner child. Could also be about reconnecting with someone from your past. It's in the love column, so we're not going to throw that out. That could also be a possibility. But seeing as how we're dealing with self-worth issues, and I just talked about the when you were a kid and sparkle in the eye, I'm going to say that this ties me to your childhood version of you. You're going back and you're remembering what it felt like for you at a particular age. And that sparkle in your eye. Now with the Justice card, this could also show you certain truths that maybe you didn't acknowledge before. So again, this lady, is she also wearing a blindfold? Yep, she's also got a blindfold on. So that's two situations here where someone's wearing a blindfold. The weird thing about this card to me is that it's a perceived trap. It's not real. It's an illusion. It's your mental anguish. That it's typically self-caused. So what you're being called to do here is love yourself unconditionally and therefore love others, okay? Including your inner child. Very deeply, your inner child needs your love. So go back to whatever time you remember last being a happy kid. You can go back in your meditation and hug that little kid and just say, "You're amazing, I love you." You know, in case you never heard that growing up. You're worthy, you're beautiful. Whatever it is you need to say to that kid. Because this right here is not a fun place to be sitting in. It's just not. So, I'm also being shown that things are being made fair. Okay? We also have the two sixes here, which is balance, reciprocity. And the beautiful thing about that is one is pertaining to money, material things, earthly things, but this is our emotions. Okay? So we're emotionally balanced. Even though our mental prison might be trying to take over, you know. And again, that could be why Justice is here. Maybe we have to find that happy balance of our emotions and our mental turmoil. We need to give some of this up in order to feel that love for ourselves and for others. So let's see what animal spirit wants to come out for this pile. We have the fire ant. All right. Way to go, fire ant. All right, so the fire ant stands for aggression, rigid thinking, and following orders. Fire ant energy flares up without us noticing. It's the force that attracts us to people and situations that feed our imbalances rather than those that counter them. Gossiping and blaming are a few indicators that misaligned fire ant energy is at play. You may also find yourself stewing on a person or situation, only making things worse. How can you break free from the drama and cool down? Fire ants are surprisingly sensitive. Don't pretend the heat isn't getting to you. When in balance, they're thoughtful and disciplined. When they're out of balance, they argue, excess heat, and gossips. To bring into balance, you may need some solo time or walk at night. So the interesting thing about that is, again, the stewing on things. That's very much your mental kind of prison that you're creating for yourself here. So that's the energy that we need to be careful of. All right. So if you know anybody that's in that energy and you get around them, you feel it. Or if this is you putting yourself in a mental prison, you just got to kind of keep track of what it is that you're doing to yourself and hopefully try to pull yourself out of it. So I don't know what's causing you to put yourself in this energy. I'm just looking around to try to see if I can figure something out, but the only thing I can think of is the stress, the burden. That's really the only thing coming up here. So if that's what's causing your mental prison, again, the one thing that you can help yourself out by doing is laying this down. Okay? Telling the people who have all these rods that you're carrying for them that I need to be happy myself and this is yours, take it back. Thank you, bye. Okay, let's go over to patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. What do we have for this pile, please, spirits? 3 of Cups. Celebration. The Queen of Swords. Okay. What else do we have for this pile? The 9 of Wands. Okay. So let's take a look. We have under patience, celebrations. These are friendships. These could even be gatherings like a wedding, a social event. So that's just a group of happy people toasting to something, a beautiful life. It's emotional happiness. So with the Queen of Swords, I'm also seeing that we may have had to cut certain things off, and that could have been partying, in order to progress into something, okay? So this partying lifestyle may be one of the burdens we've carried and was unbalanced and, caused us lots of issues. We're also, with this 9 of Wands, the next one is the 10 of Wands. This is about kind of a wounded warrior. This is somebody who has taken a lot from a lot of people. And again, this is still you carrying this heavy burden. But in this one, it's done. It's over. It's the 10. You've completed the cycle. You can put it down now. I don't know if anybody else out there needs to hear this, but you can put it down now. It's not yours to carry. Let it go. When you're a wounded warrior, it means you have gone so far and done so much, and you're almost to the finish line. You can see it. Your last step is to let go. Whose burdens are you carrying? Spirit is telling me to tell you it's safe to put them down. let it go. You deserve to be happy. And with the Queen of Swords, even if that means having to put your head over your heart at times and make the cuts, that might be what you have to do for a time. You have a sword in every single column here. So there's a lot of mental stuff happening here, whether it is anguish, inner conflict, battle, just overthinking, a lot of overthinking. I just want to give you the message again. Your overthinking is caused by these heavy burdens that you are allowed to put down. All right, let's get an animal spirit here for this last one under patience. Patience. All right, we have the shark. Dan it. Dan it. Oh no, it's Jaws. All right, the shark stands for directness, exposure, revealing true nature, and desire. The shark is only dangerous when we don't acknowledge it. That's why they have that music. Shark! All right. This card indicates that something big needs to be exposed. It's lurking in the depths and creating tension. Shark energy takes over us when we are hesitant to be honest, to be totally ourselves, or to say what we really want. It may be tempting to continue pretending nothing is wrong, but when shark energy is at play, we feel its presence encircling us. When they're in balance, it's intriguing, captivating, and mysterious. When they're out of balance, sneaky and destructive. To bring into balance requires honesty. Well, I find that, again, very much to tie into what all of this was also saying, We need to take an honest look at ourselves. That was kind of said over here, which it looks like we're now willing to. Maybe in the past for a while we didn't. We didn't want to see it. But now the shark to me is like the big giant elephant in the room. We can't ignore it anymore. We got to look at it. We've got to look at it objectively and say, what of my situation can I change? What can I not change? What can I do better on? What can I leave behind? What can I grow? You have to kind of self-assess. And in doing that, you're going to help to see who you truly are, see that sparkle in your eye again, and love. Love is the center of everything. Love yourself, therefore you can love others. All right, I want to get an Oracles of Shadow and Light to close this out. What do we have as a wrap-up message here? All right. We had 3 come out, which is crazy. I'm just going to read the top one, but I'll put the other 2 down so you can see. Those are the other 2 that came out. We have Snow Angel. The signs are with you already. And 2 Little Witches. Magical space clearing time. Now, I'm not going to read on those. Those are the extra that came out. This is the one that came out on top, which is Mend a Broken Heart Fairy. Healing from heartache. All right, that's number 36. You have been hurt, and this heart feels bruised to me. It may have been what is called a lover's quarrel or unrequited love. It may have been a breakup, and it may be that an adventure in love has turned harsh. But I am here to help you mend. and I will not let your broken heart bleed. I will wash clear and heal, balance, and place the bandage over the wound, protect, and send you the healing that means deep, restful sleep and peace return to you. I want you to take it easy on the path of love for now. Soon you will feel your vitality return, but for now it's a time of rest. When you have heartache, it is important to treat yourself well. Take time away from the flurry of shoulds you are so often confronted with. Why not take time to snuggle on the couch with a favorite old movie and have a sniffle? Have a long, comforting bath, and be sure to make a promise to yourself to let close people who are worthy of your love. It's not about being bitter or guarded, but you are a sensitive and tender, sweet being. And some people are just not. So now is not the time for harshness, soft blankets, sweet dreams, long baths, and a reduction of the harsh energy around you are best. Then the Mend a Broken Heart fairy can fly in to soothe you. You will feel her presence, and she will lift the pain until all that is left is sweet, gentle wisdom. All right, that's beautiful. So I do want to read really quickly just the divination message for these two. I won't go into the whole story of what it says, just that part. Okay, so for the two little witches, make the mundane work for you. It's a time to conduct a house clearing, followed by a house blessing. There is an easy pointer. New locations, either the smallest of changes or household objects or rearrangements of what goes where in your bedroom, or an entire move is very much on your mind when these twin witches show up with their brooms of power. If there's anything keeping you back from making that change, please make small, useful, and symbolic gestures. Shift the furniture and clear away what you no longer need. Whenever we make a change, we always rediscover stuff that we've been hanging on to. Stuff that's weighed us down without our even realizing it was there. Time for a space clear for you. All right, let me get over to Snow Angel. All right, so the divination message on this one. You have already received very definite, clear signs, ones that you have asked for over and over again. The Snow Angel will reply again, but it is the message that you are refusing to hear, not her presence, that is denied you. It is your own fear and attachment to hesitating that keeps you on pause. It is time to see what has already been shown to you and to take action immediately, without hesitation. The Snow Angel has shown you so very clearly that you are protected and cared for. Now, it is time for you to do exactly that for yourself. And yes, you can. Open your senses up to angelic guidance. Wow. Okay. Those two messages felt very additional to specifically someone who needed to hear those things. You know, someone needs to clear their house out, and somebody needs to pay attention to the signs that are being given to them from spirit. Apparently, there's something out there that you've been asking about over and over again and haven't seen the signs. So this is your indicator that you're missing something. You know, keep looking, stay tuned in. You're missing something. And that could even be with your house. If you are like literally missing something, like an object or something, rearranging your furniture, you're going to find it. So move your couch. It's probably under the couch. Move a table. It's under the table. That's your message. And also, too, with the broken heart situation, you know, again, I did kind of call it out with this love card and being hurt in the past and being afraid to kind of move into something new. With this card, you are being called to leave love on the back burner and focus on you. So that doesn't mean don't love yourself. That's the one instance you are allowed to love in. Find the love for yourself and love all the parts, even the parts you didn't want to see, don't want to look at. They're all a part of you, and you have to embrace the entirety of you. Okay? What you perceive as a flaw, maybe somebody else wishes they had. So every part of you came with you on this journey and is going to continue to go on with you. It's your choice how you treat your vessel. All right. So that's all I have for you today. I hope this resonated with somebody. I thank you all so much for being here. I truly appreciate your time and energy exchange. Thank you to all the subscribers who have been here for a while, and any new subscribers. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your time. And I wish you all a lifetime of happiness, health, wealth, abundance, and as always, love. Look at that. 2 of those things are here. And make sure you're filling your own cup before you fill somebody else's. Go within so you never go without. And keep in mind that I'm a beacon of light here to help guide you through the darkness. So thank you all again so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.